Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 10. I hope you all had a great weekend. This week, we'll be looking at encouraging customer loyalty. And as usual, I'll start off with a quote. So, customer satisfaction is worthless. Customer loyalty is priceless. Bit extreme, this quote. Customer satisfaction is extremely important because it does build to that loyalty. But at the end of the day, every organization truly is looking for loyalty in a customer. Every contact we have with a customer influences whether or not they'll come back. We have to be great every time or we'll lose them. And you may have heard me say this before, but to me, the true customer experience is all about an organization doing 100 little things right. Sometimes customers don't even know what's happening, but it's just that the organization has paid such attention that every single touch point is seamless and is making a customer feel a certain way. I believe I had a quote before, people don't remember what you say, they don't remember what you do, but they do remember how you make them feel. So that is really key. And at these touch points, or we actually also call them moments of truth, at those moments when it really matters, an organization needs to make a customer feel a certain way. It's like when you purchase a car and the first time you drive it, you want to feel great. So for example, if you're buying a very expensive car and you're driving away, you want the sound and the feel and the touch of the leather and the touch of the handle all to make you feel a certain way, so that you really feel that you got value for your money, that you were treated as a customer, a really special customer. And this is from Steve Jobs, and get closer than ever to your customers. So close you can tell them what they need well before they realize it themselves. And I think, Apple really did adhere to this. And you remember at the very beginning, I talked about BlackBerry, and they really didn't listen to their customers, and they didn't get close to their customers. And even though they were very strong at the beginning of the 2000s, they lost a lot of shares because they just weren't getting close to their customers. They weren't paying attention. They weren't getting feedback from their customers. So they were really losing their edge on innovation. Whereas I think Apple and other Androids, they were really paying attention to what their customers wanted, and they were meeting those needs and trying to anticipate what the needs are. And that will make a customer, if you can anticipate their needs, and a customer will be like, wow, I didn't even expect that. Like, you're going beyond their expectations. That is truly, truly powerful as an organization. Here we go. And this is another one. No one remembers you from standing in the crowd, but they do remember you for standing out of it. So the only way to really develop this loyalty and these sincere relationships is to build trust with your customers. The thing about trust is, though, it needs to be genuine. It can't be fake. People see right through you very quickly. The tough thing about trust is that it's very hard to gain, and it's so easy to lose. You can drop it in a heartbeat. For trust to develop, customers really must believe that you and your organization have their best interests in mind. Again, that you're honest, forthcoming with customers, and again, genuine and sincere. Strive to deliver the best products and services. And also, if something does happen, that you have mechanisms in place to deal with it. Because again, if something does go wrong, and we've talked about this before, and some of the models that are in place, if something does go wrong and you can handle it in a really fantastic way, I think that's even more impressive to a customer, because we're all human, but if you can handle a poor situation and turn it around, that is very, very powerful. So when we look at trust, the reason why trust and loyalty is so powerful is that customers, if they trust you, they're 3 times more likely to recommend you. They're also 3 times more likely to repurchase from you. They're less likely to shop around. Globalization is increasing, and products are available at our fingertips, the same products and services. So if you can develop that trust, customers won't leave you for another organization, even if there's price sensitivity, even if the other product is cheaper, they will stay with you. Trust is really a key element in cementing interpersonal relationships and relationships with your customer. So what happens when we lose trust? Well, when we lose trust, we lose customers, and not potentially just one, but because of word of mouth, we lose more customers. It starts spreading. I don't know if you've ever organized a trip, or, look to book a trip down south. Just one bad word of mouth, and you may not go to a certain resort because someone has said something about it. So building that trust and is so crucial. And it's so much easier to maintain a customer than it is to gain a new one. So if you do have trust in a customer, I think it really pays for organizations to really maintain those relationships. I think I've mentioned before, it takes 5 times the amount of time, energy, and cost to gain a new customer than it does to keep one. And that's why it's kind of so infuriating. You see a lot of organizations, they have, programs to win new customers, yet they don't have programs in place for the customers that are loyal. Again, I'm picking on Rogers and Bell, for example, but it's so true. I think if they paid more attention keeping their customers, it would be a better situation for everyone. And, loyal customers would feel like they're being rewarded for being loyal. So in the book, you'll find a lot of trust building strategies, but I'm just going to focus on one, and that is elicit customer input. And there are many mechanisms of eliciting input, but I just want to point out why it's so important. It's because customers will tell you what they like and they don't like. You just need to listen. And, getting input it's fairly straightforward and easy way of getting feedback, and it can really help you with improving your service and products, can help you with innovation. A lot of R&D comes from, feedback from customers. It also shows customers that you care. It really helps solidify the bond further. There's nothing more, delightful than someone asking your opinion. It's like with anything in life, but if you're asked your opinion of a product or a service, people often like to give their opinion. And getting input really enables you to be proactive. If if one customer is saying something isn't right, you can do something about it so no other customers have to experience that. So it really is beneficial to you, to an organization, to elicit customer input. So next I want to talk about CRM, and I mentioned this last week, and CRM is customer relationship management, and these tools are really helpful to organizations to help them keep track of customers, to record their input and feedback, to record data on them. It enables an organization to build customer profiles and to understand target groups and what appeals to them. So it can really save time and attract the type of people that they know are interested in their products, and also meet the anticipated customer, the current customer needs as well. So if you have a profile of what your customers are, when you do your marketing, you can make sure that you're targeting just those specific people, because other people aren't interested in your products based on the data that you've been gathering. So you can really hone in and target through certain magazines that attract those kind of customers and that sort of thing. Also, a customer relationship management tool allows the entire organization to have information on customers. So, if a sales rep is away or a point of contact, if accounting needs information on that customer, they go in the CRM tool and all the information is right there for you. So, the entire organization has access. A CRM tool can be very, very powerful, and it provides a lot of data on customers. And I'm just going to give you a really quick story that made headlines to really emphasize this. You may or may not have heard this story, but Target is a department store in the US, and they use a customer relationship management tool to profile their customers. And so they take the data, the purchasing data, and they use algorithms to identify shopping habits of their various customer groups. And one such group is expectant mothers, so women who are expecting or who are pregnant. And they know exactly the type of products that an expectant mother will purchase. So, so because they're able to create these profiles, when they see someone starting to make these purchases, they will send out baby item coupons to this customer. So they're being proactive in meeting future needs. So they'll send coupons for diapers, for formula, baby powder, that sort of thing. So Target ended up sending out a group of these coupons to a teenager somewhere in the US. And this teenager's father was not impressed when this envelope full of, baby coupons was addressed to his daughter. So he called Target and he said, what the heck is going on? And the manager who responded didn't know what was going on, but checked the records. And sure enough, the daughter was making these purchasing habits. And that's how these coupons got sent to this person. Anyway, the manager apologized profusely. A few days later, the manager followed up again to call and apologize again. And when the manager did call, the father explained that indeed his daughter, he had since found out that his daughter was pregnant. So, this is an extreme case, but you really get to understand the concept behind, data collecting and customer profiling, and that these organizations, with these tools, they can really hone in on their customers and create that customer loyalty because they're anticipating their needs. They're and in turn, reducing their marketing costs, and they're really focusing on their customer needs. So there are a few concepts in the book that I really think you should focus on and get to understand, and that's churn rate. And what that is the number of customers that an organization needs a year to make up for the number of customers that they lose. The gyms are very notorious for this. So every year, a gym like Good Life, Movati, they will lose a certain number of customers. So they try and calculate on average how many customers they need to gain to make sure that they always have a certain number of customers. Lifetime value, again, it's very useful for forecasting and predicting for an organization. And they will look at, if a customer spends X amount on your product a year, what is their lifetime value? So, and every time you get a new customer similar to that customer, that's the value that they bring to the table, the lifetime value. Then there's other concepts around channel partners and the planning process model. So I'm not going to go over them here, but if you review them, they're very useful concepts to understand. So at the end of the day, I truly believe that customer service is the only way an organization can stand out in this very cluttered world. If your service is remarkable, customers won't walk away easily and they'll spread the good word. And organizations need to make sure that every single touch point, that is every contact that the customer has, is consistent and is customized to delight that particular customer. Again, it's no longer how we want to be treated, it's how the customer wants to be treated. And in doing so, the customer will feel appreciated and special, and you'll be able to build trust and in turn secure loyalty. Okay, so homework this week. This is the last week, the last chapter of the front of the textbook. So chapter 10, the video reflection is due on Sunday, and then also the last reflection exercise is due on Sunday. And if you can then start reading at the back of the book, you'll see the chapters. The ABCs of relationship selling. There we go. If you can start reading those chapters at the back of the book, and we'll be looking at sales and how customer relationship in sales is so important. And if you're interested in becoming a sales rep, which is actually a great place to start with an organization, because you really get to understand the products and the organization. Understanding customer relationships and customer experiences is crucial, and having those soft skills will be a great asset in such a position. Also, you should have received a student feedback survey. If you could complete that, I'd really appreciate it. That really is the only way for me to improve my teaching and do more of what you like and less of what you don't like, especially being online. I know it's a little different. I typically do teach face-to-face, but if I could get any feedback on this semester, that would be wonderful. And then also start thinking about forming groups for your sales presentation. And I know you haven't, I don't know if you know other individuals in your class. If not, I will be assigning those groups for you. So no worries, but I'll touch on that more next week. Okay, thank you, and have a great week and a great weekend. See you next week. Bye-bye.